Most successful content creators, they're up there because they started creating content out of the love of creating videos. Where the people creating content now are creating videos because they want to monetize their channel or make a business out of it. They want to be able to get the shiny things that they see these other successful creators already have. The biggest difference between these YouTubers and us is that they didn't hop on the platform they didn't know in hindsight that they're going to be these big YouTubers making this amount of money. They just kept creating videos and got so good at it that as a byproduct of being a great content creator, the business followed them as they put effort into that. So in this video, I actually want to talk about 3 problems that are in the content creation space. So the person who loves the journey will go way further than the person who loves the destination. And that's because in content creation, when you make videos because you love to create videos out of your pure authenticity, you're going to last longer than the person who's doing it because they just want to make a business out of it because they hate their jobs. Or I know so many creators that go through cycles of burnout where they'll go like ham, they'll sprint and make content. They'll get burnt out because they don't see any results. Or even worse, there's people who actually hit on a huge video. They get super like turned on and excited. And then as soon as it goes back to normal, averaging maybe 200, 300 views, they get so demoralized and they just end up quitting. So if you're that type of creator, you have to learn how to have fun with this game and not do it based on outcomes. Yes, the outcomes are amazing. They can change your life. You can do so many different things. There's so many benefits to them. But again, you will not find success if you're doing it only based on the outcome. It's kind of like me saying the person who's very successful in sports and is a professional athlete, they have to love it. Maybe there's like the occasional one out of the 1,000 person who doesn't like playing their sport, but the person who puts themselves through that work every day, they have to be obsessed with that sport or at least enjoy doing it.
This is a career that demands reinvention all the time, and it's a lot of pressure on oneself to like you feel this incessant pressure to get to the next level. Marquise Brownlee just released a video about like why so many YouTubers are quitting. And
Mm.
like one of the things he said on there, which I've always felt is like being a YouTuber is like being a professional athlete. Is being a professional athlete cool? Definitely. Like just the glamour, the fact that you're playing a game, you're more or less doing what you love. But at the same time, it is very like intense. It's very taxing. If I'm not on my A game any day of the week, if I like don't stay fit, even if I let myself get out of shape, or I don't do my work for that day, then it affects my performance. Like my persona is so attached to my results that if the persona isn't always on point, then my results start to fall off very quickly. And the audience will say that to me. They're like, Captain Sinbad's falling off. These videos aren't as good. I miss the old Captain Sinbad or whatever it might be. And it's like no one's immune to that. The nice thing about a typical career is that you can you don't have that individual pressure on you every day. And if you choose to be really invested in your work and really go after it, then that's cool. You'll get accolades for that slowly but surely. But in this profession, it's like you're an athlete. You better show up to work every single day.
Mm.
Otherwise, yeah. So it is the dream, but the dream also demands that you wake up and you kind of have an anxiety about it. Like you have to wake up ready to work.
Think about it like this. If you started a podcast and you did that podcast for 10 years and you showed up every single week, 2 videos a week, 2 podcasts a week, you don't think in 10 years that you'll just eventually become one of the best well-spoken podcasters in the world? Look at Chris Williamson's story. I think that guy was creating content for 3 years, 3 videos, 3 podcasts a week before hitting 1,000 subscribers. Do you guys really have the attrition and the endurance and the durability to go that long without any results? Content creation is choosing a certain lifestyle to live by. When you're a content creator, you have to dedicate at least 1 to 2 hours a day, whether that be reading, writing, getting experience, because you actually need experience to talk about content, to have something to talk about. You can't just live in your basement for 2 years, create content, unless you're like a video essay type of content creator. But you can't just live in your basement for 2 years and expect content to just come out. Like, you're not going to have any thoughts to share if you're not experiencing the world, right? So it requires it to live a certain lifestyle that is very demanding because it's a lot of energy to put into writing and reading and creating videos. You have to learn all these new skills. You have to be a good public speaker. You have to be able to, articulate your thoughts in a manner that makes other people understand what you're trying to say. So if you can learn to put 1 to 2 hours a day towards content creation, you will actually be a fantastic content creator in the next 5 years. Now, the second thing I wanted to talk about, you shouldn't go with the mindset of making content to completely replace your 9 to 5 because you actually really end up dreading your day job. It takes years and years to turn content creation into a successful job. So instead of quitting your 9 to 5, you should actually look at how much your 9 to 5 benefits you. So you should continue grinding both your day job and use your free time and your weekends to build this, whatever it is, your channel, your content creation system, but doing it in a way that you enjoy it. And even if you do find success in content creation, don't make the mistake that I did. I remember I blew up from 800 subscribers to 15,000 subs in like a month or two. And I got so naive. I got so clouded with the success that I thought, putting all my time, redirecting all my energy back into content creation will get me to maybe go to 100,000 subscribers in another couple months because you just feel like yourself growing. You're refreshing that page. And then I made me hate my day job because every minute I was spending in my day job, I'm like, I can be spending it on my content creation journey because I need to ride this wave. But no matter how big the wave is, every single wave has to come down. And boy, did I come down. I got so depressed because my naiveness, if that's even a word, got me to a place where I almost went broke. Okay? Obviously, this is really stupid what I did. But when you see other content creators and how successful they are, it deludes you to think that you can get their success in a short amount of time. There's no such thing as success in a short amount of time. And if there is, then you come down hitting rock bottom even harder. So let's assume you work a 9 to 5 from home or a hybrid job. This job is giving you security, stability. It's giving you an income to budget with. It's giving you time in evenings and weekends to spend with people you love or doing things that you genuinely enjoy. You have a structure to have a rigid routine to include the gym in it maybe, and you get vacation time. So instead of dreading your job because you don't like it, look at the positives it gives you and find your fulfillment through your character. For example, your job doesn't make you valuable. You bring value to your job. Remember that. You can decide to be positive anytime. You can decide to show up and be a leader. You decide how much effort you want to put in. So you can be that person who is very negative and hates their job. Sure. I was there before, man. It doesn't help being negative and hating yourself more. Or you can be that positive person that accepts the pros and cons with any job they do and brings value and finds satisfaction and fulfillment in themselves to the job. I do a finance job right now. Am I passionate about numbers? No, absolutely not. But I love my job in different ways because I see the weight behind my decisions. I see that people depend on me. I see the client satisfaction of me being there for them. And I see the pauses it gives me from working from home and just being able to do things that I genuinely enjoy. Plus, content creation hours don't work the same as your job. So putting 4 hours a day towards content creation takes way more energy than it would as clocking 4 hours at any day job. Creating content requires you to tap into this creative energy, this workflow, this flow state where you're creating something from something true inside of you, where you don't give a shit about what anyone else thinks. I actually won't quit my job until I'm making at least 5x my income right now consistently every month. And even then, I'd still think about it because it's just such a nice safety net. I know a lot of you are going to say, oh, you should take risks. Yeah, man, take the risks. But you can take calculated risks. You can take more strategic risks. The third issue with content creation being a 9 to 5 trap is that we have turned creativity into a hustle culture. Steven Pressfield, who wrote The War of Art, he says resistance is the reason people don't achieve their dreams. He says that resistance is anything that stops you from taking creative actions, including your inner fears, your procrastination, and self-doubt. In my opinion, resistance comes in any single form that keeps you from doing the thing that you know you're supposed to do. Doing the thing is the hardest thing in the world. Everything else is easy and peanuts compared to doing the thing you need to do. So just sitting down and writing a page of a novel that you want to write because you're an aspiring author. That is the hardest task that you can do if that is your goal. Anything that requires you to do the thing, resistance is whatever form it takes up from keeping you from doing that. Whether it be, food, pleasure, video games, woman, money in different, taking another job just because of the money. Anything that keeps you from growing personal growth and doing the thing that you want to genuinely do from your authenticity, that is resistance. Okay? And sadly, 99% of us don't win that battle with resistance. And even the people that do, we have to fight it every single day. Talk to any gym bro, any gym girl. The people who have been gymming for at least 3 years, I've been gymming for almost 2 years now. Not every day I want to go. There's so much resistance that comes in soreness, tiredness, victimhood, and it's like, it doesn't matter. When you want to choose a certain lifestyle, you need to just do it. So that's the same with content creation. It's a certain lifestyle you're choosing, and we have changed that content creativity into a hustle culture with it. And that is ruining the authenticity that it takes to create that content. So I truly believe by tapping into this creativity, you're doing society a favor because we have lost this creative touch as we grow older and prioritize other responsibilities. So the painter who draws like nobody is watching them, the content creator who writes as if they're creating magic, the artist that dances like nobody's around, these are the people I respect because they're not allowing others' expectations or self-imposed beliefs keep them from doing what they love. And you can never turn this creativity into a hustle culture because you will inevitably get sick of it and not want to create anymore. And that is what's known as creators burnout. So why do you think it's so tough to be consistent as a content creator? Because you're putting all of this time and energy into something, and when you don't get the result you hope for, it's the most demoralizing thing, and you'll eventually quit. That's why I told you before, when people hit on a video and they get like, let's say, hundreds of thousands of views, then the next video they get like 500 views, it's like they don't know how to handle that because they didn't earn their success. Maybe a video just hits. They didn't understand the success it took to hit on that video, and they're not able, or they don't have the skill set to continue hitting. You can still hit on videos that are not aligned with you, but it's way harder to do that, and it's not sustainable in the long run. There's a lot of people who try to recreate one of my videos or multiple of my videos, and they failed miserably because it's not authentic to them. A lot of people who try to make my videos sexually disciplined men get, what they want, especially women. These people who made this video, they don't get women or they suck with women. So that video didn't hit for them. It's just, you can tell through their authenticity. Now, even though my video was market research from another creator, it was still spoke true to me, and I put my own spin on it that had nothing to do with the creator. So that's another thing you have to think about when you do strategy. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk about is as soon as you turn your YouTube channel into a machine, you have to constantly keep feeding the machine. So, meaning if you are not making videos, then you're not getting paid. There's many successful YouTubers out there like Ali Abdal and many more that have created this machine through their channel where a certain amount of videos will make you an X amount of leads, an X amount of dollars, an X amount of sponsorships, an X amount of AdSense. But it constantly requires you to feed the machine known as the YouTube algorithm. And you're stuck creating content because you have deadlines to hit and people to pay because these people's livelihood are literally dependent on you. Imagine you have people's salaries. You're paying people's salaries, and if you don't show up, these people are fucked. So imagine the pressure there is on you as a successful content creator. It's like, imagine you have deals with sponsorships where you're, partnered with other companies and you have to hit certain deadlines to have their, because you already got paid maybe and you need to mention them in your videos, and now you're creating the video just solely to get paid and it's not coming out of your authenticity. You're going to end up hating your job like that. I think Ali Abdal literally just talked about this, how he was like on a strict schedule with content creation and he said, you know what, fuck it, I'm going to take this week off. And we're just not going to do this. And we're just going to push these deadlines. We're not going to get as much views or much money, but it's okay. I want to live like this. And even Marquise Brown said something like this too, where content creators are quitting their jobs because it's not sustainable. This might not be a problem you're facing right now, but this is something that you'll face as you scale your content creation business. You know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, I've been grinding on YouTube for over 2 years now. I've always approached it with the mentality of like, let me make money out of it. Let me get an audience. Let me just keep getting good at the skills at making videos. And honestly, Fuck that shit. I just want to make real authentic shit where people like you ask, how the fuck can this guy be so real right now? And I'm planning to do this now for my whole life. And that way, I don't have any expectations. I don't have any expectation of the outcome that comes out of it, any monetization, because I have my safety net with my job. And I'm going to just keep working and creating content consistently. And if something comes out of the content out of the next 5 to 10 years, then that's great, man. Cool. Pay me. But if that's not the case, who gives a fuck, man? You're doing this because it's coming out of you. You want to, it's like for me personally, it's a spiritual journey that I have embarked on because every video is reflective of what's going on in my life. So the reason I'm making this video, for example, is because I've learned this wisdom through treating content creation as a full-time job versus a part-time job now. This video was supposed to give you more perspective on what it means to be a content creator. I know you'll find your own path and your own voice. So if you enjoyed this video, I'd appreciate the subscription on my channel so that I can monetize you. No, I'm just kidding, bro. Fucking I might be. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this type of delivery and content, more like chill, me sitting on the couch and just speaking the truth. See you in the next one.